Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
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 Rama,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Nam nam Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Nam
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Nam
Hare
Nam
Hare
Nam Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Nam
Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Nam
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Nam
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda Shri
Krishna
Advaita
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Nam
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Nam
Ram
Nam
Hare
Nam
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Nam Nam
Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Nam 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 Nam
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Nam 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 Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Hare Saraswati Gaur Bhakti
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Karuna Sindhu
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu
Hare
Deenabandhu
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Jai
Hare
Krishna Bhakti Radha
Hare Ram Hare
Bhakti Kanchana Gauranga Radha Vrindavaneshwari Krishna Swami Hari Navami Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Nam Nam
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Nam
Ram
Hare Nam
Ram
Nam
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
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 Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Shri
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda,
Hare
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Shri Krishna Prabhu Gopesha Gopika Gopika Radha Rani Namaste Bhakti Vitsali Gaurani Radhe Vrindavani Gaurani Hari Hari Ram Hari Hari Ram Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Jai Shri
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Nityananda
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Radharani
Ram,
Gaura
Hare Hare,
Bhatani
Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram, Ram Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Namaste
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Jai Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Lord
Hare
Namaste,
Krishna
Lord
Krishna,
Radha,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Lord Bhakti,
Nam Nam
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Radha
Hare Krishna
Vrindavani,
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
Nityananda
Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna, Krishna
Gadadhar
Krishna,
Nam Nam
Shivasati
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Nam
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram, 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 Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram, 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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Ram Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Ram Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Nam Nam
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Jai
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radha Shivasadi Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Namo
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Shri
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu Nityananda
Hare
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Ram Ram
Gadadhara
Ram Ram
Sivasana
Hare
Gauri
Hare
Hari
Hare
Bhakta
Krishna
Vrinda
Hare Krishna
Shri
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Prabhu
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta
Krishna
Kanchana
Krishna
Gauranga
Hare Hare Hare
Radharani
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Sita Devi
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
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 Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Ram Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram 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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Jai
Ram
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Chaitanya
Ram
Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda Shri
Hare
Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi
Krishna Krishna Hare
Gaur
Hare
Bhakta
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram 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 Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Guru,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Guru.
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Guru, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Guru, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Guru, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama.
Krishna Hare
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 Guru,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare
Hare Guru, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Guru, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Rama.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Rama.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama.
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Guru, Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Guru,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Shri
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram Ram
Chaitanya
Hare
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 Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi
Ram
Gaura
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna 7 o'clock we will read Srimad Bhagavatam
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So Radhika, Preeti and Dwarkanath Prabhu. Who else is there? Anybody else there? Okay, only 3 are there. Okay, so the battle between the demigods and Vritrasur. As described in this chapter, after Indra obtained the body of Dadichi, a thunderbolt was prepared from Dadichi's bones and a fight took place between Vritrasur and the demigods. Following the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, demigods approached Dadichi Muni and begged for his body. Dadichi Muni, just to hear from the demigods about the principles of religion, jokingly refused to relinquish his body. But for higher purposes, he thereafter agreed to give it up. For after death, the body is usually eaten by low animals like dogs and jackals. Dadichi Muni first merged his gross body made of 5 elements into the original stock of 5 elements, and then engaged his soul at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus he gave up his gross body. With the help of Vishwakarma, the demigods then prepared a thunderbolt from Dadichi's bones. Armed with thunderbolt weapon, they prepared themselves to fight and got up on the back of elephants. Okay, we forgot to ask. Uh, Anybody has any words to? I forgot. Sorry about that. Radhika, Preeti, um,
Jenish, anybody like to say any verses that they have memorized?
I did one.
Okay.
I can also. Once Preeti goes afterwards.
Okay. So it's from the 11th canto. Durlabho manaso deho dehinam Krishna. Durlabho manaso deho dehinam shanbhangur tatrapi durlabham manni vaikuntha priya darshanam. So this verse is saying that for the conditioned soul, this human body is most difficult for the conditioned soul to achieve. And Dehinam Shanubhangur is where it can be lost at any moment. But getting a human life is very rare to gain, but more rare to gain the association of a pure devotees who are very dear to the Lord of Vaikuntha. Thank you,
We are very
Prabhuji.
fortunate. We are very fortunate. We have both. We have rare human form of life and we have association of the devotees.
Yeah, and I said this verse, and in the class, Naveen Krishna Prabhu said that, and more rare is to engage in the service of the devotees. Getting service, getting to serve devotees is more rare. People can get association devotees, but they may not take that advantage, right? Hearing from them and serving them is more rare.
Then getting service of the Lord and doing it in pure consciousness is even more rare.
Yeah,
Let's say like
correct.
pure, to become a pure devotee is even more rare. But association of devotees will make you do devotional service and yeah, but if you remain in the association, correct.
And you utilize the association.
Take advantage of the association.
Mhm. Okay.
Because you can do mixed devotional service also. Right? You can do mixed devotional service. And to become pure devotee is even rarer.
Yeah, and then if there are other things that come in the association devotees, there's conflicts between devotees and aparad, offenses, all these things have to be avoided, right? Okay, so my verse was Aham Harer Tava Paday Kamula Dasanudaso Bhavitasmi Bhuya Manasmarita Pater Gunamaste Granitava Karma Karotu Kaya. Many verses Vritrasura, as we will see in Chaturshloki, he's praying for the association of devotees. So this verse says that, "O my Lord, uh, when will I become the servant of your eternal servants who always take shelter of your lotus feet? When will I become their servant so that my mind always can think of your transcendental attributes, my words always describe your transcendental attributes, and my body is engaged in the loving service of your Lordship?" So yeah, he's wanting to become a servant of Krishna's servants.
Yes. Okay. So we'll read now. Oh, where is this? Thus he gave, with the help of Vishwakarma, the demigods then prepared a thunderbolt from the Dichi's bones. Armed with the thunderbolt weapon, they prepared themselves to fight and got upon the back of the elephants. So now they were very confident. So the demigods, they, after getting the way to kill Ritrasur, they became like confident to fight him, and they attacked him. At the end of Satya Yuga and the beginning of Treta Yuga, a great fight took place between the demigods and the asuras. Unable to tolerate the effulgence of the demigods, the asuras fled the battle, leaving Vritrasur, their commander in chief, to fight for himself. Vritrasur, however, seeing the demons fleeing, instructed them in the importance of fighting and dying in the battlefield. One who is victorious in battle gains material possessions, and one who dies in the battlefield attains a residence at once in the celestial heavens. In either way, the fighter benefits. That's a little controversial because I feel that only if you're fighting for the right party, right? If you're fighting for the wrong party, then you may not get the heavenly planets, right? So okay. So text one. Shri Badarayani Ruvacha. Badarayani Ruvacha means Shukdev Goswami. Indram evam samadishya Bhagavan Vishwabhavana Pashyatam animeshanam Tatrevantar Dade Hari. So Shukdev Goswami is called Badarayani. Badarayan is Vyasadev, right? And he was born under the Badara tree. Arayan, Arayan, what does that mean? Vrindaranyam, Aranyam. Aranyam means
Forest.
forest, yes, the forest. So Vyasadev was, as I heard from devotees, that Vyasadev was meditating, sitting under the Badar tree, and he was praying for a son who will propagate the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And in response to his prayers, Shukdev Goswami was born, so he's called Badarayana. Okay. Sri Shukdev Goswami said, after instructing Indra in this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, then and there disappeared from the presence of the onlooking demigods. So he disappeared. After showing the way, because whatever they wanted, they got from Vishnu. Now, there is no purport. So we'll just read the translation. O King Parikshit, following the Lord's instructions, the demigods approached Dadiji, the son of Atharva. He was very liberal, and when they begged him to give them his body, he at once partially agreed. However, just to hear religious instructions from them, he smiled and jokingly spoke as follows. Okay. Api vrindaraka yuyam na janitha sharirinam संस्थायम यस्व अभिद्रोहो दुहसहस chetanapah. O elevated demigods, at the time of death, severe, unbearable pain takes away the consciousness of all living entities who have accepted material bodies. Don't you know about this pain? So you are telling me to die, but I have to go through pain to give up my body. Don't you know how much pain it will be? You are asking me for my body. The same sentiment is echoed by very famous verse, which
King Kulashekar.
King Kulashekar, yes. What is the verse? Krishna Tvadiya
Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjanante Adve me Vishito Manasa Rajhansa Prana Prana Save Kafavatta Pitte Kanthavrodhana Vidho Smaranam Kutaste.
Yeah, it is difficult to breathe. That's why many people are on ventilator, right, at the time of death. Breathing is difficult. And because kantha means throat. Avarodhan means there will be some obstacle, some obstruction in the throat. At that time, how will I be able to remove? How will I be able to remember you? And my body, there'll be high fever, something like that. So he's saying that, don't you know what happens at the time of death? We said, how many scorpions are biting you?
40,000.
40,000 scorpions are biting you at the time of death. So, yeah. So You're telling me to give up my body? What is this? Jiji Vishwanam Jivanam Atma Preshta Ihepshitaha Ka Utsaheta Tam Datum Piksha Manaya Vishnave. In this material world, every living entity is very much addicted to his material body. We are all, body is very dear to us, right? Because this is our source of our enjoyment in material world. And we think if my body is lost, then I'm dead. There is no life after this life. There is no life after this. So our existence is over. Many people think like that. So that's why we are very afraid also. And even if we believe we are the soul, we don't know what will happen. Like yesterday, one person at the home program was saying, I don't know what will happen after this life. So there is some fear of unknown, where I will go. Of course, nobody knows. Krishna knows. But we know also, because if we become Krishna conscious, then we'll go back to Godhead. So, but for other people who don't know, they are fearful. And what's fear of the unknown, right? That's so there's some anxiety about that. So every living entity is very much addicted to its material body. And because we have attachments based on this material body, so if my material body is lost, then all my attachments are also gone. My house, my family, my children. And that's why there is always anxiety. As Prahlad Maharaj says, Tatsadhu manye suravariya dehinam.
सदा समुद्विग्ना ध्येयमसद्ग्रहात् यत्पात्मपातं गृहान्धकूपं मनं गतो यद्धरिमाश्रये.
Yes, so there is always anxiety in this world because we are going to lose everything one day, all our family or friends and whatever we are attached to. Because when the body, because everybody will die, right? So there is always anxiety. So every living entity is very much addicted to its material body. So we want to keep things as they are, and we will make anything to preserve this body. Struggling to keep his body forever. Everyone tries to protect it by all means, even at the sacrifice of all his possessions. Yeah, money, if you have, if money can save, you will take so many treatments this way, that way to prolong your life. Which is not, yeah, not like bad because everybody wants to live, right? So, therefore, who would be prepared to deliver his body to anyone? So, he's giving all these arguments. You don't know there is time, at the time of death, there is so much pain, and everybody is attached to his body. People do so much to keep their body, and you are selling. Who would be prepared to deliver his body to anyone? Even if it were demanded by Lord Vishnu. Even if God comes and says, give your body. It is said, Atmanam sarvato rakshet tato dharmam tato dhanam. One must protect his body by all means. Then he may protect his religious principles and thereafter his possessions. So the order in which it says, first you have to protect your body, then you protect your religious principles, and then your possessions. Something like that is there. I don't know where this quote is from, but which may not sound correct because sometimes sacrificing for the higher cause is the right thing to do. This is natural desire of all living entities. Yeah, first we have to protect ourselves. No one wants to give up his body unless it is forcibly taken away. So nobody likes to die, but will be all forced to quit the body at some point. So that's why when you voluntarily give up attachments, then you're ready to go. We are not willing to quit the body because we are attached, and we don't know where. And another thing is, we may not have perfected our spiritual, our consciousness. So we want to be in this body longer so that we can chant Hare Krishna more. That's a spiritual reason, you can say. So that after this life, we go back to Krishna. So we may need some more time in this body. But also, when we have the time, if we are not utilizing it properly, then Krishna may say, well, I give you so much time, but you spend so much in so many, now you are asking me for more time. But when you had the time, you did not utilize it properly. I gave you so much facility. So, of course, Krishna is very kind. He will hear our prayers. But yeah, this is also, we should think like that. At the end of life, I may think, oh, I should have more time and everything. That when you had the time, you didn't utilize it properly. You are so busy in as kutumba bharane baba. What is that words? At night time, one is spending time sleeping or in sense gratification. In daytime, where is money? Where is money? In trying to maintain the family.
निद्राय हिराय
Nidra.
व्यवायेन च देवाचार्थे राज्य कुटुंब भरणा
So all the time you are busy, busy. You didn't have time to chant Hare Krishna. You didn't have time to read the scriptures. All busy, busy, busy all the life. So what is the point? So that's why we have to not like create a situation in which we are so busy with our material duties that there is no time for, right? They say like that. Of course, you can, while doing your material duties, you can be Krishna conscious also. It's not like that. But yeah, there should be some time exclusively for chanting Hare Krishna, exclusively for reading scriptures, like that. And then if you have more time, you can share with others. You should have time to preach. But all the time, we have so many engagements. Like yesterday, we were saying, please come this Saturday to the Mahasatsang, and somebody was saying, no, no, there is, what is it, some, yes, or come for the Sunday school. No, yes, some swimming class is there, some this class is there, so many classes. So we have enrolled our children in so many different things in the name of extracurricular activities. But the real knowledge is not, we are not giving them to the children because we don't think that's very important. So that's how, of course, I am not criticizing anybody. I am also like that. But this is all the problem in this material world. Actually, you are supposed to liberate your children so that they don't have to enter another womb. So you have to make them Krishna conscious. But instead of that, and then after a certain age, I was telling yesterday that it is the right time. That boy was young. This is the right time. If you don't engage them now, later on, finish. They will not have any interest in spiritual life. So this is the time you have to enroll them in Sunday school. You have to. Kaumaram acharit pragyo. Otherwise, very difficult. So anyway, I'm criticizing too much. But this is, from that criticism, Prabhupada is also criticizing materialistic. Krishna is also criticizing. Bhagavatam is criticizing, right? How at night time you are engaged in sense gratification and sleeping. This is all criticism of materialistic way of life. So that we can actually become more, Bhagavatam is meant to shake us up, right? It is meant to shake us up from all our slumber that we are sleeping and we are in illusion. So to get out of this illusion, Bhagavatam sometimes speaks very strongly. So, and Prabhupada would speak also very strongly. So we are repeating Prabhupada's words so that we also, this is meant for us, not for anybody else. So that we become serious about this human form of life. So, so no one wants to give up his body unless it is forcibly taken away. Even though, that's why in the Vedic system, you voluntarily give up your attachments before they are forcibly taken away from you. That's the vanaprastha, like that. That's you you voluntarily give up, you renounce, because otherwise it will be taken away by force, and it will be very difficult at that point to give it up. So before that happens, that day is coming. So before that only, you start winding down and detaching yourself so that you are ready to go back home, back to Krishna. Ante Narayana Smriti. Like though, otherwise, instead of Narayan, there'll be another Smriti. Ante family Smriti. Ante some other Smriti. And then we'll come back in this material existence. So, of course, if you remember the pure devotees, then you go back to where the pure devotees are. So that is also the cause for liberation, right? If you remember the pure devotees and Prabhupada, like that. So no one wants to give up his body unless it is forcibly taken away. Even though the demigods said that they were demanding the Diji's body for their benefit in accordance with the order of Lord Vishnu, the Diji superficially refused to give them his body. So more attachments we form, the more difficult it is to give up the attachments. So everybody is looking to form more and more attachments in this world. That is the pravritti marg. Pravritti marg is like we are trying to form more and more attachments in this world. But bhakti marg is the process of nivritti marg. So it doesn't mean we don't care for anybody or we hate anybody. No, everybody is spirit soul and everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. So we have to help each other become Krishna conscious. That's the main thing. Otherwise, everybody is going to die, right? We are lament for somebody who is dying, but we are also going to die. And after death, who has gone where, and everything is dismantled, right? Whether your family, your children, everything finished. You have no. My mother passed away now. Does she know? Now wherever she is, does she know I am her child, and in this life I was her child, and all this? Nothing. No, finished. Everything over. The whole memory is wiped out. Like we reboot, right? We reboot our PC. All the hard disk is all cleared up. All the files. They sometimes say when you have problems in your iPhone, they say you have to reset. Let's try reset. Means all the data is wiped out. So that's what happens at the time of death. Everything is wiped out, all the memories and everything. And then again you form new attachments, right? And again, like that in this material world. So this is going on and on and on, on and on. And we are going transmigrating from one body to another. Okay, so but we want to be attached, right? So everybody is looking to be attached. That is why people are getting married, right? And that is why they are trying to have children or having children, because they want to increase their attachment in this world. They want some people to love them, some close people who will love them, who will take care of them. So that is why uh, we are we are making friends. We want love, and we want to be loved. We want to love others, and we want to be loved by others. So that is the basic inherent desire of every living entity.
Hmm. Although this body gives a lot of pain, and Prabhupada says very little enjoyment, but there is a source of all pain and diseases. And even if somebody gets a disease and then they want to give up the body, but they have to wait until the destined time comes, right? So still there is so much attachment to the body, although it gives you pain. In this dukhalyam, I mean, there's moments of enjoyment, but more of that is suffering to the body.
Yeah, especially when you are healthy, you don't want to give up your body. But when you are in pain, yeah, I mean, the hope is that I'll get cured, right? So the hope is that I want to live and I will get cured if I take the medicine, and you may get cured also, according to. So there is So that he says, we will sacrifice all our possessions,
Mhm.
all our money and everything to live little longer. Like
Mhm.
some Prabhupada was saying, one man was telling him, a doctor, that please give me 4 more years to live. I have so many unfinished plans. Just give me 4 more years to live.
Mhm.
Like that. So he was ready to give all his money.
I guess because the soul is enjoying through the senses, and that's the only enjoyment. If it knows, then it thinks that the body is a source of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. So that's correct.
I was also thinking of this verse from Chanakya Pandit, Ayush Shanai Kopi, Na Labhe Swarna Koti Bhi, Na Che Nirarthakam Niti Kacha Hanistatuddhika. He was saying that even one moment of life spent uselessly cannot be purchased by paying millions of gold coins. Then what greater loss is than time spent uselessly? As this verse is saying, you may have earned millions of dollars, but at the last moment you can tell the doctor, I'll give you all these millions of dollars, you extend my life by one moment. And he says, sorry, I cannot do that. This means every moment counts. Every moment counts. It's very precious. It should not be wasted. So avyartha kalatvam, that's one quality of a devotee, is he does not waste his time. He is always Krishna conscious and also does not waste other people's time. He is conscious of his own time and other people's time, knowing that this is very precious moments.
Yeah. So when as we read in the presentation yesterday, you can associate and you can talk about Krishna, talk about Krishna's parasparanu kathanam machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam. So talk about Krishna, talk about how to make progress in spiritual life, talk about how to become serious in spiritual life, talk about how to become free from the bodily conception of life, talk about how to spread Krishna consciousness, chant Hare Krishna together, read Shastra together. These are all, yeah, we like to have association and we like to talk. So talk about these things, that, yeah, how I can become more serious about spiritual life and how I can improve my consciousness. What are the obstacles if there is some trustworthy person and you want to share any impediments that you are having in your spiritual life and try to discuss so that how you can. But of course, the so answer to everything is to become Krishna conscious. All the impediments, the only answer is that Eniche aushadhi maya nashi borolagi. Harinam mahamantra lao tumi magi. So all the problems, but of course somebody has health issues, so you can ask guidance. Okay, like we have devotee care department, right? So there's how, if you have health issues, some devotees may guide you who are expert in health, doctors. So yeah, we have to associate together uh, to remember Krishna in this way.
Like Prabhupada says, save time and chant Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna will solve all your problems, will get you a spiritual body. What can be more than this? Save time and chant Hare Krishna.
Yeah, and then you can only do that when you think this is more important than all other things. Because as soon as you think that other things are more important, then chanting takes a back seat. Right? So this is more important than everything else. Right? Of course, we may have our duties to perform and our job and things like that. But yeah, the priority should be given first to. And the job is there because I have to make money, so that I have to live in this world, I have to live comfortably, I have to pay my bills, I have to pay my utilities. But why am I living? The reason I am living is to purify my heart, to become Krishna conscious, to experience spiritual happiness. As Prabhupada says, the goal of life is to enjoy. So we all want to enjoy, but when we get taste for chanting Hare Krishna, taste in discussing, in talking about Krishna. Tushyanti Ramanti. Ramanti means pleasure also. there is satisfaction. So till that time we don't have taste. It's Vedi sadhana bhakti. Then when we get taste, as Dravida Prabhu was saying that day, for 5 hours he was meditating on writing a poem on Krishna's pastime. So it went so fast. So time goes so fast. When we are absorbed in material life, also time goes so fast. One weekend comes, next weekend comes, months go by, weeks go by, and we are on the verge of death. Bhagavatam says, right, as a mass of clouds does not know the powerful influence of the wind by which it is carried, a man in material consciousness does not know the powerful influence of the time factor by which he is carried. So time is just passing, and it is like, as we are saying, sun is robbing our life every day. Imperceptibly, we are going closer to the end of our life. So, so that every day we should be shaken up by fear. What is that verse? That every day we should be
अहोरात्रे चिद्यमानो उद्धवायुर्भयविपुत मुक्तसङ्गा परं बुद्ध्वा निरीह पुषाम्यति.
that it is cut, our lifespan is being cut. We should become more serious and use our time to chant Hare Krishna. Okay, after doing whatever we have to do in this world to maintain ourselves, and sometimes we may have so much that we may easily live, but then still we don't retire because as yesterday he was saying, there is greed. The greed never ends, right? So we are thinking more, like that. So
We just have to change that greed into transcendental greed. That is the only price to enter into the kingdom of God.
transcendental greed for chanting Hare Krishna, for devotional service. That's how. Yeah, so that's and it will change into transcendental greed happens when you have taste. When greed for something, because you have taste for earning money, so there is greed. You have greed for eating lot and lot of gulab jamun or cake, right? Because there is taste. So you take one serving, then you take second serving, you take third serving, fourth serving, like that. But yeah, so when you have taste, of course it's prasadam, so it's okay to some degree, but not too much. So like that, we have to develop that greed. Somehow or other, it says you should purchase it if it is available somewhere. So somehow or other, yena kena prakarena, mana Krishna niveshayet. Somehow or other, become Krishna conscious, right? Somehow or other, whatever you have to do, adjustment in your life, whether you have to change your lifestyle, whatever it is, somehow or other, like I was saying, when we have problems in our work, they say somehow or other you have to fix the problem. You get help from outside, whatever, you call this team, you call that team, somehow or other you have to solve this problem. That's it. You can't run away from it because this is stopping. So like that, somehow or other you have to become Krishna conscious. So whatever you have to do adjustment in your life, everybody has their own situation, so that we can become Krishna conscious fully. So what you have to do, sometimes some association you may have to give up, sometimes some association you may have to take, sometimes you may have to change your job, or because it's too demanding and taking too much of your time, so you may want to do that thing. Sometimes you may have to change your country. So some people may go from America to India because its life is easier there, maybe, I don't know. But whatever it takes, you have to think like that. Whatever it takes, I have to become Krishna conscious because life is ending very soon. So, so in that way, we can be very Krishna conscious. Now, I'm telling this to myself also, right? So, it's not, we are all inspiring by speaking like this. Okay, so
Here it says that the body unless it is forcibly given away. But for the devotee, it is not like that. For the devotees, like we say that like a mouse in the hand of in the mouth of a cat, or kitten in the mouth of a. So for the devotee, it is like, because they don't in the bodily consciousness, so they don't feel like it is forcibly taken away. It is voluntarily, they are just okay, this is my time, and the death comes. And for the non-devotees, Krishna comes for mrityu haraschaham, so that eh, for the non-devotee, it is all taken away. But for the devotee, it is a celebration that they are okay. Now I'm going to meet for the whole lifetime. I'm prepared for, and now it's a time that I'm going to spiritual world to see Krishna, to be with Krishna. So yeah, I mean it is, and also there's a lot of pain, but the other hope also. I think in fifth canto also there's a when what the Rishabh Deva's appearance
Hmm.
in the womb. There also is kind of a prayer that, Lord, I may not be remember your name qualities because the miserable condition, disease condition at the time of death. But you give me that you're very affectionate to your devotees, and you give me and help me remember that I can remember your name activities. So yeah, I mean this is the devotees also praying that
Yeah.
I may not remember you at that time, but you remember me. Even in Ishopanishad also there's a prayers.
Hmm. Yes. Or remember everything that I have done. Yeah, so we
Mhm.
should surrender. If you have surrendered, like that lady in Bhaktivedanta manner, she was saying, yes, I did everything, whatever I could to serve Krishna. So if we have that from our heart, we will know, right? If you prepare for an exam and you gave your all heart and you did your best, you know, I did my best. That's what I could do. But if you didn't prepare for the exam properly, you know in your heart, many exams I gave, I know, oh, I didn't really prepare. Half heartedly, I studied. So if you have done your best in your life and you have done everything to become Krishna conscious, then you have the satisfaction and that, oh, I did. Otherwise,
As
and and otherwise also devotee feels that, yeah, I did not serve enough. Like
Mhm,
Madhvendra Puri, he says, I did
mhm,
not do enough. I did not do enough.
mhm.
So that devotee feels like I did not do enough because he doesn't feel he's a devotee. So that's also, yeah. Go ahead.
No, no, that was my point. Where the devotees are always thinking, I've not done enough, and they would like to extend their lifetime in the body to continue their preaching efforts. Like Prabhupada was sick, right? And he said, okay, you can pray for me, Krishna, if you so desire. Please extend the life of my spiritual master so that he can, continue to preach and give me knowledge and guidance. So because they want to serve Krishna, right? Whether they are in this body or wherever they are, they want to serve Krishna. And other devotees are feeling sad. They are leaving the body. So,
Yeah.
and they also, as we said, we read that verse from 10th canto, right? Every person's duty is to protect their body and try very hard to maintain the body so that because this body is a property of Krishna and is given for service to Krishna. So we should not give up. Like if we are sick, we should go to the doctor and take appropriate medicines and try to extend the lifetime as much as we can.
Yes. So yeah, normal sicknesses there is remedies, but there are severe sicknesses like cancer, which has spread. Then it's very difficult. I mean, you can take some treatments, but they will give you more misery also sometimes. Yeah, because they have a lot of side effects. So you have to choose how you want to, because without the medicine also you'll have pain, and with the medicine also there'll be some side effects and all this. So yeah, as Dravida Prabhu was saying, sometimes to be sedated when you are dying is not very good. Although many people are sedated or they are not in the consciousness, um, because the pain is too much. So they give you all this morphine and all these things, and to decrease the pain. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Valuable life is more important than the prolonged life.
correct.
Like, because trees are also, there's a verse in Bhagavatam, second canto, the trees are also living for many, many years.
Correct.
So that mean that like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying in this earth for 48 years, I think, 48 years, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, and in that 48 years also, like he took sannyas on the age of 24, I guess.
Hmm.
And so in that and he traveled like last 10 years, I think he traveled from here to there to give the message and Sankirtan. So in those years, he spread the Sankirtan movement like all over, I guess.
Hmm.
And so this is important, that how you live, like if
Correct.
you live your life in that valuable, like you give the values to this world, you contribute to the society in a good way. Otherwise, living a life for prolonged age and doing nothing, it's better to,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you prolong your life, then you create more karma for you also, because you are engaged in sense gratification. So you create more karma, and yeah. So we live in deeds, not years. They say we live in deeds. Deeds means our activities, not years. We live in, that's a English proverb. We live in deeds, not years. So whatever we are doing, so that's why we have to do intense bhakti. Like they say, what is that? Akama sarvakama
Tivrena bhakti yoga.
tivrena
Tivrena
bhakti
bhakti
yoga.
yoga.
Tivra, with great intensity and focus and concentration. Yes, we should do our bhakti and spread Krishna consciousness also with, that's also bhakti to the Supreme, it's service to the Supreme Lord. So with great intensity, we should do this, not dilute. So, so we can all see how we can make our bhakti concentrated. We don't have to compare with anybody. We can take inspiration from those who are very devoted, those who have all the good qualities. And of course, bhakti will produce all good qualities also. That shows that you are doing genuine bhakti. So, so right in the right consciousness also we have to do. So that is also there. Because bhakti is not just external, but it's an internal thing. So in the consciousness also, when we are chanting, whatever we are doing, do like we can physically come for Mangala Arati, but to be in the, to keep our mind on Krishna, right, in that Mangala Arati is more difficult. Then, of course, just to come to Mangala Arati is difficult also, to rise early and come. But after coming, then to keep your mind there, like when we may come, when we may do Japa, but to keep our mind focused on Japa and not doze off or not look at our phone or to chant in the right consciousness is more difficult. So we have to try very hard. So that's, so that internally we are in the right mood. Okay, and we have to take out all the negative thoughts, right? All the negativities and all the grudges and all the envy. You have to say no, don't disturb me. All this, so many thoughts will come. As yesterday Mataji was saying, when I chant, all my mind goes, everybody's mind goes. But yeah, so we have to pray to Krishna, depend on Krishna, and we cannot do on our own, but we have to make the effort. That's the only thing. We cannot do on our own. The sparrow cannot empty the ocean, it's impossible. But making the effort, that's where Krishna becomes more inclined to give his mercy, seeing our effort. So Garuda came like that for the sparrow. So that's there, of course. We have discussed it, but good to remind ourselves. Srideva Uchuhu. So they are going to Dadichi and asking. So when he says, "Don't you know how much pain is there?" Now, what are the devtas are going to reply? Dadiji said, "It's difficult to give up the body. Kim nu tad dustyajam brahman Pumsam Bhutanukampinam Bhavadvidhanam Mahatam Punya Shlokedya Karmanam. The demigods replied, O exalted Brahmana, pious persons like you, whose activities are praiseworthy, are very kind and affectionate to people in general. So he is praising, the demigods are praising that you are so, you are very pious, and for pious people they are very kind to the people and affectionate to people. Why can't such pious souls give for the benefit of others? They can give everything, including their bodies. So they are saying, because of course Narayan told them they're acting under the direction of Narayan. But we also heard that the Lord was not pleased with them because they were asking for material benefits. But still the Lord is saying, okay, go and do this. So here internally they want material benefits in their heart. So they are telling, okay, you give up your thing because I want to enjoy. Why don't you sacrifice your body for my enjoyment? Internally it may be like that also. But of course Krishna has told them. So they're following the direction of Krishna. But so we tell others, you give donation. Why? So that I can live a very luxurious life. That's not the way it should be, right? You give your money and I will take donations so that I can live very comfortably. I can, have a very opulent life. So that's not how. So the demigods are telling, okay, why don't you give up your body for our benefit, so that we can have all the material happiness? But of course, it's not exactly like that also, because Narayan, they are acting under the direction of the Lord. So, but they have material desires, right? So they are disturbed because their kingdom has been taken away. Nunam swartho paro loko, or not kingdom has taken away because Vritrasur has attacked them. Nunam swartho paro loko naveda para sankatam yadi vedana yacheta neti naha yadishvaraha. Those who are too self-interested beg something from others, not knowing of others' pain. Now they are saying also, they beg from others, not knowing of others' pain. But if the beggar knew the difficulty, so those who are too self-interested beg something from others, not knowing of others' pain. But if the beggar, means one who is begging, knew the difficulty of the giver, he would not ask for anything. So everybody sees from their own perspective. Right? So I am asking you for money, but you may not have the money, or like, yeah, so I am not concerned about your situation. I am concerned about my situation. So he's saying, if the beggar knew the difficulty of the giver, he would not ask for anything. Similarly, he who is able to give charity does not know the beggar's difficulty. For otherwise, he would not refuse to give the beggar anything he might want as charity. So there are two perspectives. I am a beggar and I am asking from you. So I may not know your difficulty, I am just asking from my. And you are giving charity. But you may not know my position, right? You may not give charity because you may not understand my positions. Just like the beggar may not understand the giver's position, the giver may also not understand, or the one who can give may not understand the beggar's position. So both ways, right? So okay. So he's saying you don't understand our position, what our position is, and we are asking from you, and we don't know you. We are not realizing your pain, and you're not realizing our pain. Something like that. This verse describes two people, one who gives charity and one who begs for it. A beggar should not ask charity from a person who is in difficulty. Supposing you don't have a job and you have financial problem, I say, please give me some money. Like that, right? You are in financial difficulty, and I ask. Beggar should not ask charity from a person who is in difficulty. Similarly, one who is able to give charity should not deny a beggar. These are the moral instructions of the Shastra. So you should not beg from some person who is in difficulty, and somebody can give charity, they should not refrain from giving if they are able to give to a beggar. Chanakya Pandit says, Sannimite varam tyago vinashe niyati sati. Everything within this material world will be destroyed. And therefore one should use everything for good purposes. If one is advanced in knowledge, he must always be prepared to sacrifice anything for a better cause. At the present moment, the entire world is in a dangerous position under the spell of a godless civilization. The Krishna consciousness movement needs many exalted, learned persons who will sacrifice their lives to revive God consciousness throughout the world. So Prabhupada is saying this Krishna consciousness movement needs preachers who will go and share this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, because the world is in a very difficult situation. We therefore invite all men and women advanced in knowledge to join the Krishna consciousness movement and sacrifice their lives for the great cause of reviving the God consciousness of human society. So one should sacrifice one's life for giving Krishna to others. Basically, that is what it is. So Prabhupada is saying we invite everybody, not only men, also women, to sacrifice for their lives for, because you have to go and distribute Prabhupada's books, right? Or to share this knowledge with others. You have to have time. And you can only have time when you are not engaged in so many other activities, right? Then you will have time to preach. You have time to go and share this knowledge with others. If I'm very busy in my own sense gratification and making a situation for my own sense gratification, then I will not have time, right, to help others. And of course, I'm busy because I also may not have the knowledge and that what is the goal of life. So, yeah, we should have time to share this knowledge with others. And instead of doing so many social sense gratificatory activities, we should go out and give this knowledge because so many people are waiting to receive this knowledge. And that is how so many people become devotees of Krishna. We meet other people and that Krishna is very pleased with. So Krishna says, for such a person, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. That is why it is an offense to blaspheme the devotees who have sacrificed. What is the first offense? To blaspheme the devotees who have
Sacrificing for propagating the holy name of
Lord, yes, because they are very dear to the Lord. They are doing Krishna's work. Krishna. So you have to have time to share this knowledge, and you have to study the scriptures, because how will you share if we are not educated? How we are going to share this knowledge with others? So we have to read the scriptures. So all this requires time. So that means we have only 24 hours in a day. So we have to cut down all those things that are not necessary. Otherwise, everything we think is necessary. Then there is no time, right? And if we give time to Krishna, then Krishna will give us more time also, right? So by mercy of Krishna, because time is also under Krishna's control. Kalosmi, time I am. Everything is under Krishna's control. So, okay, so we'll stop here.
Chanakya Pandit also says that, right? One has to, there's some quote like that, like sacrifice a person for the sake of family, family for a village, village for the state, and for the self also one has to sacrifice the whole world. So main goal is to to know the self, and is to prepare to sacrifice everything for the greater cause, because spiritual liberation is the highest, I consider the highest purpose.
Yes, highest realization is to save oneself. And in saving oneself, you also save yourself when you give this knowledge to others because Krishna becomes pleased. How can you save yourself? When Krishna is pleased with you. So Krishna is pleased when you share this knowledge. Nacha tasman manusheshu kashin me priya kritama. So this is devotional. How will you save yourself? By doing devotional service. So this sharing this knowledge with others is devotional service.
You are
Study.
saying, Prabhu, that preaching, those who are preaching, that they are getting the pure devotional service. And those who are not preaching, or those who are not a preacher, so they will not get the pure devotional service.
No, they should assist in preaching. So our whole thing is preaching is the essence. So even if you're doing DT dressing, all these things, then people are coming to the temple, especially Indians are coming because they want to see the DT. Like many people come, oh darshan ke liye hum aaye, darshan ke liye aaye. So if you make the DTs very attractive, then people come and see the beautiful form of the Lord, and they may sit down to hear the class also.
Mhm.
So that is
Actually, everybody is preaching. You preach by example. Sitting in and giving a class, that's not just preaching, right? So you interact with so many people, and your purity is the force. So first, we have to become a pure devotees. That's the highest thing, and automatically people around us will become devotees.
and Prabhupada was also in Vrindavan, right? He was like, but how many people could he influence in that little? Maybe those who came in contact with him. But if you don't, that's why we go out on Harinam Sankirtan, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take out his parties and go out and chant Hare Krishna so that people can hear Hare Krishna. Some people will give books, some people will give books, some people will chant Hare Krishna, they will hear. So we go to crowded places, as Prahlad Maharaj says, I don't want to go to the Himalayas. Yeah, you're preaching by example, yes. And then, of course, we have to show by our qualities and all that.
I mean,
So,
many people who come even in contact with pure devotee also, but not necessarily they become a devotee.
yeah, that is up to them and Krishna like that. But on our side,
Mhm.
they say we have to do our part because Yare Lekho Tare Kaho Krishna Updesh. Now, whether somebody will accept the Updesh or not is not up to us. But we are doing our part. We are distributing. Prabhupada says, distribute my books. Somebody will read the book. They will not read. So many people have become devotees like that by getting a book. Like, Radhika only, right? Her father got the book, but it was probably lying for some time.
Yeah,
And then
4 5 years, yes.
4 or 5 years. And then one day, in distress, you opened the book and you begin. So, like that, we don't know. But our duty is to follow the direction of the acharyas, and they want us to do this. So, we are doing it to please them. And whether the results are coming, of course, we also follow up after book distribution, like so many of you are calling now. We have collected so many names from book distribution. We have made a spreadsheet and calling. So this is also preaching, right? Inviting them to temple, inviting them for festivals like that. Doing home programs. Now in Kartik we have everyday home program. So and twice and so like go out and meet people, talk about Krishna, Damodar Leela, very nice. And make them offer a lamp to Krishna. So that is, we can also go in like our last year we went to Trinitra and then we had a lamp and we had a picture of Damodar
Mm.
and so many people were coming and offering a lamp. So therefore for them they may not know all the benefits, but we know the benefits of offering a lamp to Krishna in the month of the Kartik. Right? So we are devotee creates good fortune for others by engaging them in Krishna's service. So that is, we say preaching is the essence, books are the basis, utility is the principle, and purity is the force. So of course we have to be pure also, and we have to try, yeah, share the knowledge. according to our means. It's not like everybody has, but we have to, and that is how people will come, and we'll have more devotees. We have so many services now. We struggle. Somebody falls, some devotee falls sick, so we have nobody like, or we are struggling for festival cut up. Rasika Radhika Mataji is there. She always puts the volunteer group. We need this many volunteers. So if you have more, if you are preaching more, and more people are coming, then more people will, like they say Yashoda was binding Krishna, but she was not trying to, she was not binding herself, she was engaging everybody. Of course, she may not have that thought in mind, or she may have, but Ayendra Prabhu was saying that Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, but she was also not trying to bind herself. All the gopis came, and they were also giving their ropes. So we should engage everybody in serving Krishna. Okay, anyway, it's went quite a lot over time. So, yeah, anybody? So Radhika, Preeti, Vaishali is not there on the call. Who else is there who sings generally, or they share? If you'd like to share, maybe one after another, Jenish or Krishna Prasad, then share.
I want to just sing one paragraph of a song from a movie, but this is relevant to this Dadichi's pastime. एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे तेरे बोल। एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे तेरे बोल। दूजे के होठों को देकर अपने गीत, कोई निशानी छोड़ फिर दुनिया से डोल। एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे तेरे बोल। ला 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 ला, अनहोनी पथ में कांटे लाख बिछाए, होनी तो फिर भी बिछड़ा यार मिलाए। ये बिरहा ये दूरी दो पल की मजबूरी, फिर कोई दिल वाला काहे को घबराए। तरम पम धारा जो बहती है मिलके रहती है, बहती धारा बन जा फिर दुनिया से डोल। एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे तेरे बोल। ला 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 ला। So this first paragraph is wonderful, and the rest of the paragraphs, it doesn't make a bit of a sense. You can all read if you want to. Whoever the lyric writer was, yeah. So, anyways, this song is saying that our body will be turned to ashes, mati, mitti, ashes, stool, and worms, as the Bhagavatam says. But before we give up this body, do something useful and leave your mark on someone else, so that their life also becomes successful. दूजे के होठों को देकर अपने गीत means tell everybody to chant Hare Krishna, and they, like Prabhupada left, and then there are millions of people who are chanting now because of him. So he left a mark, and Krishna is so pleased with that. कोई निशानी छोड़ फिर दुनिया से डोल, अनहोनी पथ में कांटे लाख बिछाए. There may be many obstacles on this path. As we read that preachers, their life is not easy, and we just learned about Indradumna Swami Maharaj. He was doing Sadhu Sangha festival in Russia, and he got imprisoned because the governments are not favorable. And we have seen also past, Prabhupada would tell devotees to go to Pakistan, and they will go, knowing that in Pakistan anything can happen to them, or Russia, or all these countries which are not favorable. And without any money, Prabhupada sent them, and they were literally ready to sacrifice their life for Prabhupada and for spreading Krishna consciousness. So there may be many obstacles on a very high level, or on a lower level, our own mind and our own desires of can be obstacles. Why should I sacrifice for others. It's my life. This is also meant I should also enjoy. So my own mind can be an obstacle. So होनी तो फिर भी बिछड़ा यार मिलाए. So ultimately we want to be united with our lost friend who is Krishna, and Krishna is very pleased if we help others become Krishna consciousness, because Krishna is also crying for every single jiva in this material world who's separated from him. So if we unite him from Krishna with his children, how much Krishna will be pleased. So uh, preaching is one thing, but people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's about affectionate relationships also, that we unite others with Krishna. Otherwise, with our behavior, we can turn off a person and he may say, I don't like Krishna conscious people. Somebody was asking a question, was it Adigar Prabhu's class or something? Some non devotees actually behave better than devotees. I have experienced that. That lady was asking. So, devotees should also think that we are, I'm talking about myself. We talk about high philosophy, but at a, we also should show good qualities, so we keep others in Krishna consciousness and keep them happy and blissful in Krishna consciousness, not that they run away because of our behavior. Then that would be the, yeah. धारा जो बहती है मिलके रहती है, become a flowing stream, keep going, and ultimately you will meet the sea. So with our achar and prachar, achar also, we show others like this is how you lead a Krishna conscious life. Keep going and show consistency. Not that you are chanting today, not tomorrow, right? So other people are also getting affected. Everybody is a preacher actually, because it's affecting other persons. Oh, this person is very consistent, I want to be like him. So that's also preaching, right? With by behavior. बहती धारा बन जा फिर दुनिया से, become a flowing stream, and ultimately you will meet the sea, and that's how you depart from this world. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, we should have a lot of credits before we leave. So, credits in the sense, lot of sukruti we have to accumulate.
Hare Krishna, I have something to say.
Go ahead.
So Mataji was saying sometime, other non-devotees are better than devotees. I experience sometimes same way, because I think in Krishna consciousness we are too much involved into our activities, like related with preaching, going to temple, doing all the service. Everything is related with Krishna. We are more focused. So sometimes we don't know how other people are suffering, because they have also good lot of good things, in good qualities in them, but we are so much into Krishna conscious, so we are always thinking that we need to help devotees, devotees are the best, but I think we need to look into sometime outside the box.
No, devotees are preaching also. They're meeting all the common people.
Yeah, I
But
know, Prabhuji, I know it is, everything is good, but sometimes, we are only associating more with devotees, for you is different story because you are preaching outside, but for other devotees, like we are like only now, before I was associating, I was going to Gujarati Mandal and different places and meeting with other people. Now I don't have a time. I just everything whatever I do related with temple and associating with devotees. So sometimes I feel like we are kind of not. I don't know how to explain, but it's like we are missing that point that they are also have a lot of good values.
yeah, so they should also serve. They should also come, because everybody is jiva and everybody is in. You cannot solve their problem of birth, death, old age, disease, right?
Yeah.
So only if they become Krishna conscious, chant Hare Krishna, then they will, if their consciousness changes, then they will get out of this. Otherwise, yeah, we can maintain, but they will take a lot of our time from
Hmm.
our if they engage us in so many social activities, and you can be friends with them, but you have to be very careful with your time also, because time is short, and everybody will not be interested in this Krishna consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like you are a good student, you want to associate with those who are also on this path, good students. You don't want to associate with those who have no interest. That's why we say asatsanga tyaga, a Vaishnavachar.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are Vaishnavas, they want to give up the association of those who are not interested in the Sat, in the eternal benefit of the soul. They are just simply interested in this body, and they are just simply interested in talking all different things about this world which is always changing. And you have n number of things to talk about always, right? I was
Right, yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
so then time is short also. But you have to inspire them, because if you really care for them, then you have to inspire them to take shelter of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how, and you have to be kind to them. And sometimes kindness, because of your kindness to them, they will become devotees, because they think, oh, this person is so nice, is
Yeah, but
so.
kindness require a lot of time also. Like we have to like talk with them, mingle with them, go out with them, and finally we give up because they don't come to temple, or they don't want to do
Yeah.
anything with Krishna consciousness. They have their
No,
own
kindness
belief.
means, I was thinking, when they're in distress, you help them.
Yeah.
So you do some help to them, then they will feel gratitude towards you, and they will be more open to, like.
And that involves sometimes follow up with them, like casual talking may be involved. So that's why Bhakti Siddhanta says to make 1% into a devotee, gallons of blood is needed. But the thing is that if our consciousness always is, I'm trying to help this person get into a devotee, then everything that we do comes in part of preaching. It's counted as our preaching efforts, and that is Krishna conscious, right? So it's not like we are wasting time. Sometimes we have to do casual talking with them because they are not at the pure devotee consciousness, right? So
Mm-hmm.
how are you, how are things going, how's your job going, and all that, just to connect with them. But our consciousness is that I'm trying to make this person into a devotee or help this person get closer to Krishna, then it's counted as preaching efforts.
Correct.
Right.
And if they perceive that you love them, that's the main thing. Everybody is looking for some love, right? So
Right.
if they perceive that you love them, then they will be more inclined to, you know, like, uh, accept what you say. Yeah. So if there is no love, then there is no, like, whatever you may say, it doesn't appeal, right? Because you are not showing by any, you have no concern, you have no care, like that. So you're just speaking, but you don't really. Everybody is starved in this world. They're all looking for some affection, something like that.
Mm,
So we also need, right? Everybody needs that. So
right.
But at the same time, some boundaries need to be maintained. If it's going over, if it's taking excessive of your time or going in the different direction, we have to protect our own bhakti first before thinking about protecting
yeah,
others.
I'm not able to chant my rounds because I'm now, so much time is
Talking with
going.
this one
Yeah,
person
so I
alone.
have no time to do any surveys, because I'm just trying to talk with this person. Then also it's some problem, because we have to chant our Japa and things like that also. So yeah, there has to be some. Otherwise, we will neglect our own welfare, and then we
Right.
can't do welfare of others, because we are not becoming pure-hearted, because we are not serving Krishna. Our time is not. Then yeah. So okay. I don't know. You have anything follow, Madan Mohin? Anything else you want to like to say? We lost her. Yeah, you want to say anything else?
No, I'm just like I have a friend. They are in hospital, so they expect that we should go and visit often them in hospital and give them food. but everything is required so much time, and they are not devotees, so we cannot go and chant there, like I can chant, but it's they don't believe in Lord, all this,
Krishna.
chanting and praying loud and all this. It's very difficult to.
Yeah, but you can give them prasad.
Yeah.
Prasadam. If they are able to eat, I don't know what the situation is, but yeah. Sometimes you have to do like if they need something, you buy something for them. Um, that also can.
More is a time than buying things, it's material, not material things, but time. You have to give time to everybody. That's what it is.
Okay, yeah. So you have to see your job is there and how much time you have.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
sometimes, if we see that somebody is very not favorable and they can never become devotees, then we can move on to others who can get devotion, right?
Right.
Then wasting our time so much on one
Yeah, then
person.
I also lose interest if they are not going to follow anything, or they are not going to listen to us for anything, then.
Yeah, because there's so many people who are waiting, like they are right to become devotees. That's what Veshishka Maharaj was saying, right? And when we are going out for distributing books, we're not trying to convert people into devotees. We're looking for people who are already ripe and want to know this knowledge. And there's so many of them in this world. So rather than forcing somebody into this, we look for those who are ready to accept.
yeah, like when we distribute books, yeah, if somebody is not taking book, we say Hare Krishna, have a nice day. Right? Then somebody else will come along and they will. Yeah, so
Or they are providing opposing views. Ki,
like some
why are you
Christians.
preaching? Why are you doing book distribution? Like he was saying yesterday, actually.
Yeah, he
Like
didn't know.
Christians are also preaching, they're trying to convert people into Christians. Why are you also doing the same thing?
Yeah, sometimes people are not philosophically sound, so they don't understand. Yeah, so that's you have to tell them. Anyhow, so but if they are not getting understanding, then what can you do? That's it.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. But they are also spirit souls, and sometimes you can do like we are said to do help without expectation of anything in return. That is also there. Um, so that will also purify our heart. If we help, maybe they are not ready to take Krishna, but we can help in some other way, and that we are supposed to do our service without expectation of anything from them. Of course, we are expecting that they become devotees. It's not like a bad expectation, but yeah, there is also that aspect that you just help because, and then they will become maybe more favorable. They may not. They may be thinking, "Oh, this nice person. Let me hear what they have to say." Okay. So, any other Preeti like to say anything?
Yes, please. I'm sharing. It is the title. That's the place I want to enter. So, dear Krishna, they say your land is different. You don't need a ticket. You don't need a key. You don't have to walk far. There's only one way in by bowing the head. You can't be full of pride. You can't say, I come first. You can't ask, what will I get? You can't stick to old pain. You can't try to sound too smart. You can't pretend to be holy. You can't bring noise inside. You can't complain or compare. You can't close your heart. You just have to say, I am yours. So I'm saying it now. I place my head at your feet, not because I'm weak, but because I want to come close. If I have to leave my ego behind to sit near you, then it's not a loss. is the only way to enter the place where only love lives. So
But we
this
are
is
weak.
this is a qualification to enter into the spiritual world, right?
But you
That
said we are
only,
not weak. I am not weak. But we are weak, right? Or not?
yeah, I mean, in this world, people say something like, if I mean, that way I was thinking that, in that way, that if we say surrender to someone, so we think like that this party is weak. That's why it's surrendering. Yes, you are right. We are weak because it's Krishna and we are weak. We are helpless. So, but yeah. So it's not because like we say that that four types people come out of fear, out of love. So it is because that not I'm fearing and I'm weak and that I'm placing my head. It's because I really want to be with you. In out of love, I want to be close to you. So that's why I'm doing, right?
Yeah, both
So
both sentiments are there. Yeah, sometimes they say I am fallen into this ocean of birth and death.
mhm.
Oh, please rescue me. I am in suffering here. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says like that. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Now, I was just asking where were you reading from?
I actually no, I'm not reading. Actually, I had this thought. And
You put your thoughts into like a word.
yeah, but yeah, I frame with, I have like an app also. So I just try to, you know, beautify some words there.
Yeah.
So what is there? And
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I know I was just thinking that only if we have one, I think Shradhika Mataji was saying that there's some picture, right? You also asked this question one time that you cannot enter if you have a ego, pride in the heart and envy, desire. So it's beeping, right? So if you just if you just full of pride, you cannot act like what we cannot show to the Lord what we are not, right? If in a heart, we cannot pretend to be a very devotional or holy or compare these things. We just be a very simple. We just say that Krishna, I'm yours. I'm bowing my head down to you. I'm surrendering to you. And now I'm leaving my ego, pride, envy, these things behind. Because only a heart filled with humility and dependence on Krishna and service attitude, that is the only key to, that is the only entry to get inside, allowed entry. So yeah, the spiritual world, because it's a place of a pure love and service. So
Yes.
yeah, so we have seen that many examples in our Bhagavatam that Indra many times get of he lost his position due to his pride. So it's teaching that the ego and pride brings you downfall. But like King Bali Maharaj, he was like surrendering everything, like prestige and everything, and he got the service from the Lord. Lord is like standing at a doorkeeper. So yeah, I mean, it's only when the Lord's kingdom is to be a humble and simple and dependence on Krishna only.
What is that Sakri? Yadi Krishna mein, Krishna mein, something like Gali. There is only one
Oh,
person.
yeah. It says that uh we say that Ati Sakari, whatever it starts with that. Prem Gali Ati Sakari, Tame Dona Samay. So, only there's other line also. जब मैं था तब हरी नहीं, जब हरी है तो मैं नहीं. So only one can, this path is very narrow. Only our ego, pride, things will go, otherwise, or I will be there, like Lord will be there. So yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Anybody else like to share anything? We have Tina on the call. Raga Sindhu Prabhu. Sridhar Priya Prabhu. Umakant. Umakant Prabhu would like to share anything.
Prabhuji, I like to only say that, should we focus only on Krishna, or should we think about evolving our soul, because God is giving us, uh, birth and death cycle, because we are not enough evolved in our life. So to complete that, he gives another life. So it's all about the evolution or evolving ourselves, like, whatever we have, like disagreements or whatever, or the anger, whatever, if we do not resolve it, uh, then again, uh, we have to take life, another life, So basically, we have to focus more on the evolving ourselves or more on Krishna.
So, evolving means connecting with Krishna.
Mhm.
Because when you connect with Krishna, because we are here in this material world because of our disconnection in consciousness from the Supreme Lord, that is why we are in the cycle of birth and death. So, again, connecting with Krishna is automatically evolving our consciousness, because all the good qualities will also come when you are connecting with Krishna. So that is the forgiveness, all this,
Mhm.
all humility, pridelessness, all these things, freedom from ego, all these things will also come by becoming a devotee of Krishna. And we have to also try to cultivate those qualities, because these qualities are dear to Krishna. Krishna says, one who has all these qualities is very dear to me. But because we are also in the process of purification, like this chanting, devotional service is actually meant. We have all good qualities in us, but because of the anarthas in our heart, every soul is all very good and pure with all good qualities. But we have contamination because of envy, lust, all these things. So we have to remove that, and that removal is done through devotional service. Not only it removes the anarthas, but it also gives us a love of God. So the devotional service is both. It removes all the contaminants. So we evolve also because all the contamination is removed, and then we also become lovers. So it is.
Mm.
So yeah,
But
go ahead.
we also say that we have to endeavor to
Yeah,
develop
that's what I
good.
said. We have to endeavor to develop these qualities because they
Yeah.
are very dear to Krishna, and those qualities will automatically come also when we become devoted to Krishna. So both we have to try, and it will also come. In There's a verse like that Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavad. If you become a pure devotee of Krishna, then all the good qualities will manifest. So, because Krishna is all pure, the more we contact the all pure, we will also. That's how the chanting works. Because holy name is Krishna, and Krishna is all pure. So we are coming in contact with the all pure. So that's why our consciousness is also becoming purified. If we are chanting attentively, nicely, right, then our consciousness is coming in contact with the holy name. Otherwise, also pap is destroyed and all these things is happening, and like that. But yeah,
Thank you.
so like sometimes people take other ways to become purified, like in the impersonal path. They are trying to conquer all the negative influences by becoming detached, and that is also there. That's good. They are trying to evolve their consciousness to become pure, but because they are not fully in that, so so in bhakti we said this is the means and this is the goal. So this is the means is bhakti and the goal is bhakti to the Supreme Lord. And without bhakti you cannot become pritir priti pritir namai.
Itirna yavan mai vasudeva na mochite deha yoginata.
Yeah. So without love for Supreme Lord, you cannot get out of birth and death. So, even if you have all the good qualities, everything is nice, you have no envy, all these things, but if you have no love for the Supreme Lord, then you cannot go back to the spiritual world. And if you can't go back to the spiritual world, you remain in Brahma Jyoti, but that's not a permanent position either. So like that. So purification is very good. We should try to purify our heart. Remove all the negative qualities. Because we want to offer our consciousness to Krishna, so we want to offer pure thing. We want to offer pure thing. Like when we offer to Krishna, we offer nice, juicy, ripe mango, not some sadawa mango, right? Which is not, it is rotting. We don't cut that mango and say, oh, Krishna, eat. So similarly, we want to offer very nice consciousness to Krishna. Ultimately, we are offering our consciousness to Krishna through everything, right? All this chanting. Krishna is taking our bhav through all these different things that we are doing, whichever service we are doing. So we want to give a nice consciousness, offer nice consciousness. So we try also. And we pray, because on our own we cannot purify also. Our anarthas are so deep that we can't purify ourselves. So we are weak, that way we are weak. So we try and cry. Somebody was saying, we try and we cry. Because our try is not enough. No matter how much you try, without Krishna's mercy, it cannot work. So we cry. So we try and cry. I think Rukmini Krishna Prabhu was saying like that. Okay, so we will hear something. Don't just sit, chant. There's a lecture. Let's hear that. It's 40 minutes, so we have to split it up.
The following is a class on Bhagavad Gita as it is. 6th chapter, text number 11 to 21, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on 7th September 1966 in New York.
In India, there are some selected places, very sacred place, and the yogis generally they go there and sit there alone in a sacred place and as prescribed in the Bhagavad Gita and perform there. Yoga asana cannot be executed in a public place, so that in assembly. Now so far, this kirtan is concerned, just like we have performed just now kirtan. This is called sankirtan. Sankirtan means bahuvi militva kirtayati iti sankirtanam. When we sit down, many people together. When Lord Chaitanya was performing this kirtan ceremony 500 years before, he had in each group 16 persons taking part in kirtan, and thousands of people were singing with them. Now, this participation in the kirtan is very easily possible. But so far, the yoga system is concerned, that is required any very secluded and sacred place, silent, that is required. It is clearly said here that Shuchau Dese Pratishthapya Sthiram Asanam Atmanaha. One has to place himself in a sacred place, in a silent place. Then yoga system is possible. Now, comparatively, at the present moment, if you have to practice yoga, then strictly, according to the rules and regulations, you have to leave your home. You have to go out in a secluded place, in a sacred place, and there you have to execute the performance of meditation and yoga. At home, it is not possible. So far, Bhagavad Gita is concerned, it is a book of authority. No, it is recommended here that you should find out a place, suitable place for executing yoga. But here, this is also yoga. This is called bhakti yoga. Savanam Kirtanam. Bhakti yoga, they have got 9 different processes. Out of that, the first 2, Savanam Kirtan, hearing and chanting. I am chanting, you are hearing, you are chanting, I am hearing. This is the process. Holy name of Sri Krishna. So everyone can take part in it. But in the yoga system, a particular man, if he is expert, if he is able, if he can live alone from home in a secluded place, then perfection of yoga can be attained. It cannot be attained in a city, in a very good assembly, by exercising gymnastics. No, that is not recommended in the Bhagavad Gita, at least. We may do that according to one's own way, but that is not the system recommended by the Bhagavad Gita. Tattva jato chittendra kriya upavisha asane junjyat yoga atma visiddhaya. The whole process is, yoga system, whole process is to purify myself. Purify. Atma visuddhaya. And what is that purification? The purification is that I am pure spirit. I am not this matter. And under material contact, I am identifying myself that I am matter. I am thinking of myself, I am this body. This is impurity of my existence. And it is clearly said here that one has to to realize his constitutional position, that he is not this matter. No water. Atma Vishishaya Upavisha Asane Jinjya Yogam Atma Vikita. The whole process is to purify. Now this purification process, if somebody is not able to go outside home and find out a secluded place, you do think that his purification of his existence will not be possible? No, it will be possible. That is the contribution of Lord Chaitanya. He says that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gati Ranatha. Lord Chaitanya says, in this age is called quarrel, age of quarrel. So he says that in this age especially, of course, this chanting of holy name of Krishna or God, that is always throughout the history of Vedic literature you will find. But especially in this age it is recommended. Why? Now, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatirannatha. 3 times he has said that there is no other alternative, there is no other alternative, there is no other alternative. Nasteva means there is no other alternative. This is the only process. This is Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Haran Namaiva Kevala. He says that in this age, simply chanting of God's name, that is the only process, that is the only process, that is the only process. And there is no other alternative, there is no other alternative, there is no other alternative. Why does he say 3 times? 3 times means that this yoga process was possible in the Satya Yuga. Kiteja Dhyato Vishnu. In those days, people could very easily and nicely meditate upon the Vishnu. Sometimes it is recommended the yoga system is meditation in the void. But we do not find in the Vedic literature that yoga system is meditation on void. No. It is meditation on Vishnu. That will be explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Now, after sitting in a secluded place, in a sanctified place, and according to the sitting arrangement with tiger skin or deer skin and straw, as it is recommended, then one should sit down there. He should not change his asana, sitting place. Then after sitting, what he has to do? He says, Samankaya giro samankaya siro girivang dharan achanang sthira. Now, one has to sit down straight. One has to sit down straight so that his skull, this head, and the body, and everything should be straight like that. Samankaya griva. Griva means this neck. The neck and the skull and the body should be in one straight line. Samankaya siro grivang dharan achala, and should not move. Sit down like this. Samprekha nasika gram. And one has to see the top portion of the nose. Not that one has to close his eyes completely. No, then you cannot see. Sampreksha nasika agram. You have to see the upper portion of the nose. That means, if you have seen in some of the yogic societies, they close the eyes completely. And some of them, about 50% of them, are sneezing and sleeping regularly. Because as soon as you close your eyes, and if you have no subject matter to think, and you have been posted to meditate, you do not know to what to meditate, then the next result is sleeping and nothing. That is practical. So one has to sleep very... Somebody and was inquiring here. Of course, some of the students, they were sleeping. So he was sarcastically that, are they sleeping or meditating? So yes, they are meditating by lying down. Yes. So sometimes meditation goes on in sleeping. No, that is not the process. You cannot close your eyes completely. Then you will invite the queen sleep, and she will capture you. The whole process will be like that. Here it is said that in order to keep yourself alive, you have to always see the upper portion of your nose. Sampreksha nasikaga grang sang disascha anavalokan, and you cannot see that who is coming there, who is here, some tiger is coming or something is coming. No fear, because you are put in a Himalaya, in a secluded place and a sanctified place. So you haven't got to, for any other reason, you haven't got to move your neck. Well, that is not possible in the society. You must have to go in a secluded place. There are so many disturbances. At once, disturbance is there, and I have to look who is there. This is the position here. But here it is said that you cannot move your head. You have to sit down straight. that your neck and skull and body should be in one straight line. And you have to see the upper portion of your nose always. That is the system. Prasantatma vigata bhi brahmachari brate sthitaha. Then one should be undisturbed in mind. A man who is always disturbed in mind, he cannot perform yoga. That is not possible. And vigata bhi, bhi means fear, fearfulness. One who has no fear, if he has got fear, then how he can go out of home in the jungle? That is not possible. That is another qualification for executing yoga. Not only for yoga, any person who is trying to elevate himself in the spiritual life, he has to become fearless. Vigata bhi. And brahmachari brate sthita. Brahmachari brata means celibacy. No sex life at all. Completely private. Brahmachari. Brahmachari brata. Brata means with a vow. That I'll have no sex life with a vow. Such person can execute yoga system. Prasantatma vigata bhi brahmachari brata sthita manas samyama. When the Atma is, there is no demand. When you have no demand, then your mind is naturally becomes controlled. Manas samyama machitta. Now, doing all these things, the next item is machitta. Krishna says mat, to transfer the whole thinking to Krishna or Vishnu, not vacate. Machitta. So, if that is the system of yoga, machitta, yukta ashita matpara. Machitta and yukta ashita matpara. Always thinking of me or Vishnu. Always thinking of. Then now that one who is in Krishna consciousness, he gets the opportunity of the highest yoga system, but he hasn't got to take the trouble of the process. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Here, the whole thing is coming down. The Lord says, machitta. The mind should be engaged in Vishnu, the yogi, the real yogi who goes to the forest, to the secluded place. He thinks of the Chaturdhuj Vishnu. That will be explained here. Manas samyama machitya jukta ashita matpara junjanneva sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasa. Junjaneva, by prosecuting the process of yoga in such a way, the sitting place, the, to say bodily requisition, brahmachari, celibacy, secluded place, and sitting straight and looking on the uppermost part of the nose. These are the sitting process, and mind should be concentrated on Vishnu. This is the meditation process. Evam sadatmana yogi niyatamanasa. Niyatamanasa means one who has thus controlled his mind. The whole process is, yogic process is simply to control the mind. Yoga, Indriya Samyama, not only mind, but all these senses. All these senses, they should be under control. And controlling these senses, the mind should be engaged in Vishnu. Within Vishnu we have got Paramatma, the super soul, Vishnu. And we have to concentrate in that way. Then, Santi, Nibbana, paramang mat samstham adhigacchati, then he becomes peaceful after extinguishing this material life. This material life is just like fire. It has been compared with the forest fire. As the forest fire automatically takes place, nobody goes to set fire. Similarly, in this material world, even if you try to live very peacefully and without quarreling with any other man, the place is such nuisance that we will not be able to live in peace anywhere within this universe. That is the process. But one who is transcendentally situated, either by the yogic process or by the process of empiric knowledge, or by bhakti yoga, either of these processes, there may be a little difference at the ultimate end, but all these three processes, they are meant for transcendental life. So any process, if you make it perfect, then really you get peace. Peace. The only difference is that this yogic process, as described in the Bhagavad Gita, it is not possible to be executed in this age. Therefore, the next alternative is this Harikirtan, as Lord Chaitanya recommends and devises. And you can practically see that this kirtan, you can go on for hours together, you'll feel not tired. But if you are asked to sit down in the posture as recommended in the Bhagavad Gita for executing yoga system, hardly you can spare some minutes. So, Shanti Nidbanam Paramam Matsthano Adhigacchati. And after extinguishing this material life, then what is the next? Next is not void. Is not impersonal void, as they say. Bhagavad Gita does not say like that. Bhagavad Gita said, Matstham he enters into my establishment. Sahastham means establishment. Now, when you speak of establishment, suppose a big man, he has got establishment, that means it is not void. An establishment means there are varieties of engagement, unless it cannot be sanstha. So, here it is clearly said that sanstha adhigacchati, one attains to the kingdom of God, where spiritual varieties are there. They are not varietyless. Otherwise, the Lord would not have said that sanstha. There is a regular establishment. Just like you have got a regular establishment in your household affairs. Similarly, the Lord has a regular household establishment in the spiritual world. These processes are simply to qualify himself to enter into that establishment. That's all. We are all belong to that establishment. But being forgetful, we are now in this material world. Just like sometimes some of us becomes crazy, and he is
Hare Krishna. We're going to stop here. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue with this lecture tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Dandavat pranams.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.